So, good morning, Peter. Great
Good
to see
morning.
you. Um, you and I have been on a 4-year transformational journey in a big company. It was one of the best transformations I have been part of. So I'm super excited to welcome you into this dialogue. And yeah, let's just start by why did you choose to go on a personal transformation journey?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, and I think it was a combination of many things when I think back about it, and I would love to be able to say that it was just because I wanted to, but I think back, and I think it was also very circumstantial. I had somehow hit a roadblock, or uh, I was not going anywhere. I was tired without really knowing it, and I felt I was stuck. So there was something that was calling me, an inner yearning or a voice that was getting louder. And I think it was getting louder because something wasn't right, and I just didn't know what that was.
Mm. So what was it then?
Um, I, I think until I kind of hit that roadblock, everything in my life had been on track in the traditional sense. I was progressing career-wise, and responsibility had gone up at a steady pace early in my career. And I had 3 kids. I had the house. I had a very happy marriage, and so I was going through the motions. But I had definitely come to this roadblock in my career, and I was feeling tired, and it was like everything was a struggle when I was at work. And I don't remember the particular moment, if there was one particular moment, but I definitely remember one of my leaders saying to me during one of these development conversations, maybe I should learn to listen more, and to build relationships, and for the love of God, to stop trying to be right all the time. And when he said those things, I thought, but isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Am I not supposed to win and be right? And he said, yeah, you have to win, but you maybe also think about win-win. Think about others winning, and stop gloating when you win an argument. It feels like you're gloating when somebody else is also losing an argument. And all of a sudden I felt very alienated, which was the opposite of what I was yearning for.
So what happened in the journey?
Yeah, I think I came to the realization that in many ways I was trying to do what I thought I was supposed to do. When I came into my leadership career, I don't think I necessarily had any guidance. So I was just trying to do what I thought a leader was trying to do. And the role as a leader, to me, I think I had taken some leads from my father. He was a colonel in the Air Force, and there, it was about taking charge before anybody else did, and always having the right answer, and being right, and winning discussions and arguments, and pushing for performance, and showing the way. So, and sometimes also raising my voice, barking orders, and definitely listening to respond rather than to actually understand what was going on.
So this step 2, I accept who I am. How does that help you turn challenges, business challenges, into opportunities? Can you give a concrete example?
Yeah, I have a very vivid memory of working one afternoon, and people were leaving the office, and I felt resentment because they were going home to their families, while I was sticking around and doing the work. But I was saying goodbye and acting like everything was okay, but internally I was upset that they were going home, and I had to sit and do the work with myself. And going into a phase of actually asking for help and saying, I don't have the answers and I need your help to find the solutions and to do the work. It actually freed me up to be able to go home to my family, which in many ways was what I wanted to do, but that I wasn't doing. So there was a massive release of energy when I also realized that they actually wanted to do the work together with me. They wanted to be part of the solutions.
So what happened to the solution you created when you were not sitting there alone, resentful, and they stayed and helped you find solutions?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the solutions became a lot better. I became a lot happier, both in my corporate life, but also in my private life.
And they probably also.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest energizer for me, is to see that when I don't act the way I used to, it actually creates something, happens with the people around me, which in many ways connects to my real purpose of enabling people to be better versions of themselves.
So Peter, why is step 2 your favorite step?
Because in many ways it's the key to my happiness, to accept who I am. And I think when reading the book, understanding that, to accept my limitations and where I make a difference when I let go of being someone who I'm not, and really, yeah, maybe love is a strong word, but accepting who I am and loving those parts. And again, to go back to let go of trying to be right is such a relief. So
It's funny you're saying that, because step 2 is the one that I revisit most often in my life. I'm going back to that step all the time. It's a very foundational step. So for people that are maybe new to personal transformation and to these journeys, do you have any advice for them?
I guess everything is personal, but I've found it's been very rewarding to actually step into this and get to know myself better, and to realize that the fear maybe was just in my head, and that I'm always positively surprised at the energy it gives me to actually accept who I am, and it connects me to other people and makes me feel like I belong and have a place and a role. So in many ways, this is a little bit like going to the gym. You do the work, there will be a very positive effect, but you don't always get to the gym. So stepping into the journey and sticking with it, there is such energy and happiness at the end of that rainbow.
Super. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for taking this time. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.